My arms are still tingling from that. That's how hard I was riding these things out on the ocean. Totally awesome. I had such a great time. And I can tell you it's something that I'm gonna do on a more regular basis because I had a lot of fun doing it. So anyways, I just wanted to show you some of those clips so you had an idea of what I was doing out there. And also, I'm going to tell you, why are you here today? We're doing a super simple painting today. I know that in every one of my videos I say you can do this because I honestly believe you can do this. If your mind is in the right, if you're in the right mindset, you can do anything, first of all. But this particular painting today, it's not just about you can do it. Your mother, your father, your husband, your wife, your children, they can do this also. This is a very simple painting. Yeah, we're using 3 colors and that's all we're using. Follow the steps and just if you got to stop the video, start, stop, all that good stuff, do what you have to do, but just follow them steps and don't do anything additional. Why do I keep doing this in these videos? I'm going to tell you why. Because I want you to gain that confidence when you finish a painting and you're done with it and you're just happy about it. Your mind changes, your confidence level goes up, and then when you go into the next painting, that confidence level being where it's at up here instead of down here, it really helps you going into these paintings. So that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to transition all of you guys into having confidence. Have fun and have confidence while you're doing these pictures. I know it's possible, and I'm only telling you this is because I've done it. You know, I used to be at that, you know, phase where I was scared to death. Now I'm not. I don't even care, you know, what the outcome is, but I like the process. You guys all know that. So trust me. I know you don't know me, but you have to trust me. So let's relax a minute, get all your stuff ready. I'm using a 12x16 canvas here today. I put black gesso on it, let it dry for an hour after that, and then I put some clear magic gel on top of that, and we're gonna go ahead and get started. It's great to see all you guys. All right, so as I said a minute ago, we're using a black canvas right here, right? 12x16, I painted it with black gesso. I put clear gel on top of the dried black gesso on top of the canvas, okay? So it dried first, I put clear on top. I then took a little bit of blue, all right? And I just spread it around all over like this, top to bottom. It doesn't have to be real thick. It's like a glaze almost. And the glaze is just where you're kind of scrubbing it around like this. All right. So I covered the entire thing. I'm just gonna wipe this off. I'm gonna keep this real minimal and real basic. And I know I said 3 colors, blue, black, and white. We may not even use black at all. So maybe just blue and white. I just wanna make this super simple. All right, I'm gonna set that down. All right, so I'm using the 1-inch brush here still. I just wiped it off. I didn't, you know, I don't clean my brushes while we're painting. All right, so let's do this real quick. I'm gonna take a tiny, tiny bit of white, like a very, very little bit. I'm actually gonna wipe that off. And I'm gonna come up here and I'm gonna go like this. I'm just gonna put some of this right like that. And if you want, you could put tape on here, but this is normally what I do. I'm just gonna make me a little line right here. It'll represent, you know, like the horizon area. And I don't want this to be real super bright or anything like that because I'm probably gonna pop a cloud in over top of this. I just want this to be like a little bit of a background, like a glow, sort of. All right, I'm just you know, blending this out, smooth, making it smooth. I haven't loaded any more paint on here at all. And I don't want to fill the whole thing up. I want it to, you know, have some dark spots, some light spots, stuff like that. All right, maybe I'll put just a little bit more, like right there. See, a little bit goes a real long way. All right, I think that should be probably pretty good. Just a little bit of a background. All right, I'm going to use the same 1-inch. I'm going to get a little bit more white paint this time. And I'm going going to put in a little, let's see here, I'll put in light coming this way maybe. I'll come right up here and I'm just going to go like this. I'm just going to put in a little bit, like not a little, it's actually a big cloud. All right, see that? I put that in, I'm going to wipe it off. Get it nice and good. And then I'm just going to come in here and just smooth the bottom out. And this will make it real nice and soft right into the sky. Boom. See that? You can lift up if you want. All right. All right, let's do this. Grab a little bit more paint. I'm going to just come right here. I'm just doing these little circles. I'm just going to drop in another little layer right here. See that? I'm going to do the same process. I'm going to wipe this off because we don't need a whole lot of paint because it's on a black canvas, so it's going to show through pretty good. Come back in here after we wiped it off. I'm going to smooth this out. Just like that. I'm going to step back, take a look at that. I haven't used black, I'm just using blue and white so far. That's all we've done, no black. All right, and maybe just a little bit more white. I grabbed a tiny, tiny bit, and maybe I'll just throw some down here, just so there's a little bit of contrast between the horizon and the foreground. But by leaving those darker areas in there, it just makes it look more interesting. So make sure you leave those in there. All right, I'm gonna set that 1 inch down, and then what do I wanna do? I wanna grab a filbert. Let's grab a filbert. And then we can start to sketch in our little waves. So I'm gonna get a little bit of paint, a little bit of white. And I never load with a lot of paint in something like this. I have a little bit on here, just enough to kind of, do what we need to do. So I'm going to come in here like this, and I want to kind of come just a basic line like this, up and then down like that. And then we can come in here, and then we can sketch where it's going to crash like this. Kind of comes up right there, and it's going to come down like this. Super simple. And then we'll come in here and sketch out the bottom part, the water that's kind of foaming up on the beach here. Very standard sketch. This is the wave that's kind of being pulled back to the ocean. Don't really know all the proper terms, but all right, just throw some of that stuff in there. Let me step back, take a look. All right, I'm gonna wipe the filbert off. And I'm telling you, this is so simple. Just do the steps. Don't spend any more time on the steps that I'm spending, and you'll be fine. All right, I'm gonna take this here, the filbert, I just wiped it off. I'm just gonna get some white paint. And before we do anything, I'm just gonna put a little bit right there. I'm just wiping this back off again. Set that down, grab this 1 inch here, and before we go any further, I do want to blend this out. This is just like the eye of the wave. I just want to hit that in there real good, blend it down. I'm not touching the top at all. I just want to hit that one little spot right there. Okay, that's it on that. And that just kind of shows our little, transparent area. Okay, filbert. All right, so I'm going to take a little bit of blue and a little bit of white, pretty much the same color as this right here. So I'm taking blue and white. I'm going to make a shadow, the foam the shadow for the foam that's kind of crashing around and stuff like that. So let's see, I'm going to come right here. And I'm going to do these little circles All right, and I'm going to think about where it's going to be crashing. I'm going to come down like this and little baby circles. See that? This is just the shadow foam. All right. All right. I hope this is something that really gets you guys into this, because that is my goal, to get you guys into it. Okay, so I'm still using the filbert. I don't even think we're going to use any other brushes besides the filbert and the 1-inch. All right, so I keep wiping it off. And I'm going to get a little bit of white paint. A little bit of white, and I just want to put the area, I don't even know what this is called, but it's the area where the wave just crashes over. Just a little indication right there, okay? Just where it kind of curls over. I'm just going to wipe that off again. I'm going to take it, I'm going to load it back up, I'm going to get some more white paint, and I'm just going to kind of highlight this foam now. And I'm using, there's a little bit of blue inside the bristles there. I'm not worried about that though, because I don't want it to be like a pure white. A little off color is fine. All right, now let's go up here, and on the outer edge I just want to pop some of this in, just in some, not every spot, but you want to stick to the top, just to show a little bit of a different tone, so it's just not the same color. See? So you'll see like there's the blue, and then we have a little bit of a, you know, brighter color. So we figured maybe our light's right here somewhere, so come up here and make it look like little layers of foam coming in. Maybe on the top of the wave here, we'll put a little bit more bright in a couple spots. Something like that. Don't have to be perfect. So I'm wiping out the filbert. I'm going to set that down and grab our same 1-inch brush that we've been using for the last few minutes. Wiping that down. And I want to sort of blend this together if I can. So I'm going to touch the bottom part of the highlight area here, just like that. I know it's tough to see, but I'm holding this brush on an angle. All right, and I'm just blending it real softly. Now I'm going to flip it to the side. I'm trying to use the corner if I can. It just makes it easier, but it's super soft, super quick, and then it's like on to the next area. If you work one area too much, you're just going to be defeating the purpose. Okay. All right, next, let me set that down. Still using the 1-inch. I'm going to get a tiny bit of paint here. A little bit of white. I keep saying paint, we're only using 2 colors. A little bit of white. We're going to put our light in real quick. Let's just drop some down on the beach. This would probably represent some sand. I'm going to start under the eye of the wave. And I'm going to work forward. I want to leave some dark in here because that's going to help. A little bit of a bright spot right here. See that? So we have bright in the center. And then as we go to the left and to the right, it gets darker. All right. I'm going to work that back and forth real quick. All right, and at the end, that'll, you know, hopefully, that'll appear to be some kind of a sandy beach area. And if you don't like it, you can work it back and forth a little bit. But you know what I always say: don't work it too much, because you'll work it to death. All right. So now I'm going to grab the filbert. Let's go back to the old filbert, and I'm going to mix some blue and white, like a 50-50, small amount. I want to get me a nice, like a medium dark blue color. And I just want to come in here, and I just want to throw in, you know, some shadow areas like this, little foamy things, stuff like that. Maybe I'll put in a little bit right there, just to kind of define, you know, where it's crashing. Just a small little line is good enough. some there if you want. Just this blue is always a good color to have doing different things. All right. Wiping the filbert back off. And what I'm going to do is that line that we drew, I'm going to try to do little circles and just kind of soften it a little bit. And we're going to use the 1-inch brush here in a second. This is the flat area down here. I was just trying to distort this line just a little bit. So let me grab the 1-inch and I'm going to soften this right here. I'm doing little circles. I'm just distorting it because I want the attention to be right here. So I'm going to pull it softly. Now I know you guys are probably thinking this isn't the best painting, which I totally get that and I understand, but that's not the point. The point is it's something that's simple, and I want you to really try to do something. Okay, knife. We're going to take the knife and I'm going to get some white paint mixed with a little bit of blue. We're going to make a, just a medium blue. The tones don't really matter. We're either pretty much using like a bright white or a white mixed with a blue. Okay, so I got like a medium blue color here. And I'm going to put in just a few of these little ripples, little lines that you get on the beach. And I'm holding the knife. I got a lot of paint on there. I'm kind of holding it flat and I'm pushing real hard, and I'm kind of going like I'm kind of like cutting it. See? All right. I'm slicing into this thing is what I'm doing. See that? That kind of gives us our little basic shape. All right, let me wipe that off. I got to rip these paper towels before I get it all over my face. I'm very good at that. Okay. All right, grab the 1-inch brush after you put this line in, and then carefully, you can use a fan brush. You can use your fingers if you want. Just put gloves on. But see this? I want to drag some of this into the shape of the wave. See that? Super simple. You want it to drag it into that wave shape, into the direction that that the wave is going. Okay. All right. All right. So now I'm going to get more of a brighter color. Okay. So it's almost pure white, but it's not. It's got a little bit of blue in it, and right around this area here where our light is, I want to actually, put a little bit of like a lighter white color. It'll just indicate light is the point of that. Popping through here. Okay. Boom, just like that. All right. So now you just did that line there, not a big deal. I'm going to put in a little bit of what do I want to do? A secondary line here. They always look good. Same thing, just kind of chomping into the canvas is all you're doing. Okay, just a little secondary line, that's all that is. And you can put lines anywhere you want. You can put them up here. All right. One of the things that I like to do is take the knife and kind of work in little foamy areas like this. I'm holding it and I'm going with the direction of the wave, and it really does help. All right, I'm going to darken this color up a little bit with a little bit more blue. Nice deep blue color. And I'm going to go right here and I'm going to put some of these little foamy looking things in, twirl them in up here if you want. And this is just going to give it texture and all that good stuff. All right, you see that? It just kind of makes it look like there's something going on. And a lot of times you would take a liner and make your little lines, coming through there. I'm actually going to use the tip of the knife. few little lines and stuff. See that? I'm just stepping back to take a look at that real quick. All right, you can just keep working the knife, you know, if you feel like it. Just keep working it, and I'm using a medium blue color here. And then, if you want to soften something up, that's when you just go back to your 1 inch, and you could just kind of, you know, you can hit that carefully if you want. Just be careful when you're doing this. Nice and soft, see that? All right, I'm going to actually, just want to do one thing real quick. I want to grab a little bit more white. I just want to put a little bit of a area right here. It's a little bit more brighter. So I just drop a little bit of that color in right there. I'm constantly wiping my brushes off. It seems like everything I do, I stop and I wipe it off after that. I'm actually going to come back up in here and just kind of repeat that. I just want it to be a hair brighter than it was. And that just gives it a little bit more like, oh yeah, there's, you know, some light maybe coming there, you know, through here. Now I'm not using a liner brush or anything like that, and the liner brush is really what brings this to life. You know what? Here, I'm actually just going to do it since I have it here. I am going to thin down a little bit of blue, you know, like a medium blue color. And I'm just going to start dropping in little lines and things. See that? Just kind of randomly putting them in different areas and just kind of, yeah, just slinging them around really. No set way here. You can put a few out here if you want. Put a few up here. Wipe that off. And another thing, so like you see the lights coming through right here, and like I said, I'm not trying to be I'm not being technical. I just want you to paint something is all I really want you to do. Take a filbert, get some white paint. Let's do this real quick. Get some white paint. Let's just drop on a few little highlights right here. All right, I'm not being I'm just setting it down really, the paint. I'm just getting it on there. Put a few here. You know, maybe one there like that. Something, I don't know, something like that. Looks ugly, right? Come back in here with this. Let's just hit the bottom. Just to brighten it up just a hair. See that? Our little 2 layers that we put in. Just going to lift up a little bit on it. It definitely does help when you do that. Just kind of sets it in place. All right, but what that does right there essentially is like make you think that there's some kind of light coming through, you know, something like that. And you can mess around with that as much as you want. So let me just take a quick look at this. So we used blue and we used white. We didn't end up using any black or anything like that. And obviously, I will be the first one to tell you that this is not some kind of a masterpiece or anything like that. Oh, it's a bright light. This is definitely not a masterpiece by far, but it's something to get you started. And I hope I hope you get started. That's all I can say. That's my goal, is to get you on that path to just create one thing that you like, and then you'll create something else that you like after that, and then the process will continue and continue. So that's what I'm here for, guys. You should know that by now. Don't know if I mentioned this earlier on, but let me mention it right now. I had a bunch of books made, and I thought it was a great idea. They are books with a lot of my favorite images in them, the paintings that I've done, and some of my, my trips traveling, and just different times that I've been places across the country, stuff like that. I had a bunch of them made, not really with the intention of distributing them. I'm not sure what I was really thinking, but if it's something that interests you, let me know, and I'll make them available. So other than that, I hope you guys, beginner people, enjoyed this simple, very, very simple, probably what, 10 or 15 minute video. Hopefully it gets you started. And that's pretty much it. So take care. I'll see you guys real soon. Have a great night. Have a great weekend. God bless every one of you. See ya.